7 a.m.
It's 7 a.m. Time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico
For 5 years running. It's the OD and the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, they showed you when they were in the pit, they were good enough to beat you. They led for 31 plus of the 40 minutes. Now, you beat them 5 weeks ago. But I think you went in there, and despite being 1-5 and whatever their net ranking was, I think Lobo fan in the Lobos probably should have, and if they didn't, they do now, know San Jose State's good enough to beat you. San Jose State had some close losses. 7 points at home to Utah State, 2 points to Boise State. They were going to beat someone. Last night they beat New Mexico. 71-70, the Lobos fall in the Bay Area. Their first conference loss, a lot of streaks snapped, and a tough one on the road last night in San Jose. Good morning to you, boys and girls. Looking forward to having conversations with you about last night's game. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Thank you for being with us on 95.9 FM at AM 610, The Sports Animal. How you living?
How you living?
I'm all right. I'm a little sleepy. I mean, you've done this before. Charter gets home. I was home by 2 a.m., right? I mean, it was a quick game, got out of there. The airport's close, as you know, in San Jose. Get on the charter. And it was, when I thought about it, it was like, damn, you're kind of home 4 hours after that, 5 hours after the game?
It's not too bad.
4 hours? Yeah, it was crazy. But it would have been a lot more pleasant with a win. Tough one last night. I was in San Jose filling in for Robert last night on Lobo or UNM Sports Radio Network, working with Hunter Green. We'll play some of the post game in a bit. JJ, this is one. San Jose State, and you and I talked about this, was going to clip someone. They've got enough scoring. They've got transfers. I mean, guys that come in from, UCLA and Fresno State and Utah State, or Duje, and McClendon was really good. But it was Latrell Davis who gets an offensive rebound. And if you look at the video, sometimes it's just want to. Dude was on the far side of the court. He was on the right side on the perimeter, and the shot went up, and he just floated and went and got a rebound and put it back. An offensive rebound, a second chance point, and San Jose State made just enough plays down the stretch. And New Mexico, who had a 13-point lead early, came out of the chutes. They looked good. The energy was there in an arena where there is no energy, and let them back in. And the longer you let a team believe that they're going to win, better chance that team's got. I thought that Robert Viola was really good inside. Nelly Jr. Joseph was in foul trouble. Viola goes left. Atiki now knows Viola goes left. And then they made shots and they got rebounds, and you walk out there and go, what the hell just happened?
In watching San Jose State, not just last night, but what they've done, even going back to that game December 4th in the pit, I don't want to call it playing down to your competition, because I don't think that's fair to San Jose State, the way they've competed in the Mountain West. But for New Mexico, it's a reality that more times than not, you could find yourself in these situations in conference games because of the streakiness of your offense. I still think they have enough. But we saw last night, you take out Nelly for extended stretches, changes how good Amzil looks inside. It changes the ability to play the inside-out game for the Lobos. And we all knew what was coming. We were, you could scream it from the rooftops, just like the Wyoming game, like, be ready. And this is a San Jose State team that has more offensive talent than Wyoming. And it's just like it's like you're playing a video game with a friend who doesn't know the buttons, but he just keeps smashing that one button. You're playing a fighting game, he just smashes Y. Knocks you down, just keeps frustrating you. And then the knockout came. And that was watching that game last night. It's like San Jose State just keeps frustrating you, making play, hitting off balance shots.
The off balance three was what killed it.
Play after play, whether it's right before halftime, late in the second half with the game on the line, or a minute to go, just right there, and you're going to get knocked out at some point.
And they did last night, 5 Spartans in double figures, and San Jose State gets the win over New Mexico. 18 points for Viola, and balanced scoring. Jermaine Washington came out of nowhere with 13 points. Uduje had 12. Latrell Davis had 11. McClendon had 12. And you talk about some key plays. Mustafa Amsil hit a big 3 for New Mexico. a big three to put him up. It was one of only 3 3-pointers that New Mexico hit last night. The other 2 were both Jovan Milicevic. They only made 3 out of 15 from the 3-point line. We know they're not a good 3-point shooting team. But you figure they were going to be able to absorb some of the punches. And when Amsil made that shot, I think he had a pretty good feel. They go down the other end and do a pump fake, try to get Amsil on the foul. He backs off, and dude hits a falling to the ground, going left, shooting right, 3-pointer that splashes, and then they get the offensive rebound. And you talked about the play at the end of the first half, which I thought was a lazy play at the time. It was 4 seconds ago. Lobos were up by 7, and San Jose State inbounded, very little pressure. They get a good look, about a 35-foot 3-pointer from the left side, and got momentum going into the half.
It's those little things. And then they came out to start the second half and a couple quick baskets and were able to get the lead on the Lobos. And it just was what San Jose State did all night long. And if you keep messing around and keep thinking, all right, we're absorbing some punches, but San Jose State was going to hit you with that knockout blow, and they did. And you look at those moments, that last moment, there's been a lot of breakdown already of that the offensive rebound, the long offensive rebound, the fact that there was a Lobo standing on the perimeter, not moving, watching the entire play. Art.
All right, we'll break it down. 505-246-0610. We also have our big California drive going on today, the drive to help the victims of the wildfire. We're going to go out to Graphic Connection here in a little bit and multi-times during the show, and hopefully you're going to be able to help the fire victims today. Let's get started at 505-246-0610. Art, good morning. You're up first on the Sports Animal. Hello, Art.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, you know what? I thought that Patino would make one to his zone to try to not give them such free access to the center of the paint. Just try to make San Jose just, you're going to beat me from outside, but don't keep, put it into my center, because my good center is foul trouble. My other guy doesn't have the same body build to deal with that big guy. And my other observation was, I didn't see any urgency. I didn't really see the hustle or that same urgency that they get the San Diego State. That should have came with them. But I remember a comment he made earlier this season that he needs to get on these guys. He needs to put his foot up these guys' butt and get them to start realizing that anybody can beat anybody. And when you come to play, put on your big boy pads and let's play some basketball. That was like days ago. Well, I don't think I'm a guard, and I'm going to assume that can't happen. I think he really needs to get on him and just ride him the rest of the season. That's how you're going to play after being San Diego State. Then you deserve to be running them stairs at the bit for a while. And I'll listen in.
Yeah, a couple things. Thank you, Art. So he talked about going to a zone. I don't know that I thought necessarily after the first couple of possessions where Duche got down the lane and got to the rim, the defense was a big problem. He said make them beat you from 3-point land or make them beat you from the perimeter.
They did.
They did. Yeah, 10 to 22 from 3-point line with San Jose State.
Yeah, I don't think that zone was first thing I thought they needed watching that game last night.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you my thoughts, but I want to hear yours first because I want to hear how it came through on the broadcast. He said he didn't feel they had the urgency. He didn't say energy. He said urgency. And I'm curious what you all think when it comes to that. I don't think they didn't have energy. I thought they played with energy. Urgency is an interesting one. Donovan Dent got hit. He got took an elbow to the eye area. And so he was out for a bit. And I think, was he shaken up a little bit? Maybe. But, man, there he was down the stretch. When you needed a bucket, where'd you go? And Donovan Dent created and got you a bucket. Urgency is an interesting one. And, when you're playing the games that you're playing in the arenas you're playing, I don't know how you calculate urgency. I thought they wanted to win. I thought they came out with energy. They were up 13 points
in the first half.
Yeah, I feel that way. Did you feel there was a lack of urgency?
I don't think there was a lack of urgency. I think the frustration came from the lack of being able to close out the game. Because urgency to me is that You come out, you play good early, you get the lead, and they did that. Built to 13. You discussed the end of the first half right there, the 3-point shot they hit at the buzzer, give San Jose State a little bit of momentum. Now, I guess the second half breakdown, how do you feel about that energy? Because there are some stretches there, too, when that game was going back and forth, extended stops from both teams, not scoring. You just got beat at the end, man.
Look, at halftime, there were no lead changes, and San Jose State didn't have the lead, and by the end of the game, there were 11 lead changes, 10 ties, and that thing went back and forth because they came and slugged in them out. And, I'll give the Lobos this. They responded to most of the punches, and it was some quirky, weird plays, right? I mean, it was a fadeaway falling three where a guy tried to draw a foul, just heaved it, that splashed. And then an offensive rebound with a dude that just came. I mean, Latrell Davis, you look at it. Jeff Grammer's got really good video from his seat. It's ground level. You could see Latrell Davis. He's got the ball on the right wing. He's on the perimeter outside the arc when the shot goes up, and he just floats towards it and tracked the ball down, and he wanted it more than anybody else on the floor, didn't he? Got the rebound and put it in. That's what it was. All right, we're going to obviously go through this all day. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in today. Emails are already coming in, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. You can find JJ on the X. It's _JJ Buck. You can watch the show. We are live on Facebook, our Facebook page, the OD and the AM. You can also go to Xfinity, Channel 26 throughout the state of New Mexico. Adrian's producing for you on ProView Networks. Today's a big day for us here at the Sports Animal and all of our Cumulus brethren. Although, why do you say sister station, but they're brethren? Anyway, all of our sister stations here at Cumulus. Cumulus cares, the Sports Animal cares, and the devastation, the unimaginable devastation that's going on in Los Angeles. And the Santa Ana winds are kicking up today. You all know that's my hometown. I've been watching it burn. I've been talking to people. I know people who've lost their homes. I got family on standby. We are trying to help. And today from 6 in the morning to 7 o'clock at night, we are hosting a donation drive to help the victims who just had to pick up and go. They don't have anything but what they're wearing. We're looking for clothing and gift cards. And we're asking you to go by Graphic Connection 1500 Renaissance. It's down there by Dream Style and Costco and Sam's Club. Fred Slow from Two Men On is out there early and getting things started. Good morning, Manfred. How you living out there? And thanks for getting up early.
Yeah, good morning, friends. Thanks for letting me join the OD and the AM. And it's the OD at the GCs. We're open for donations. Boys Graphic Connection is the home to help. That's what it is. There's a ton of stuff out here already. Thank you to all the listeners who came out early, of all the brethren of stations that we have over at Cumulus. And Jeff, I think you do a better job than anyone in the market of kind of keeping people up to date on what's going on out there. And I know you can resonate the stories with others, and it has worked because donations are in galore to start, but we were excited for so many more. This truck is filling up, and it's going to be an incredibly positive day of helping those individuals.
What are we looking for, Fred? It's I tell people, what would you need if you had to pick up, you got 10 minutes, get the hell out of your house, and you're never going back, and you don't have any of that stuff again. Yeah. It's what do you need? And it's dry goods, it's clothes, it's phone chargers, it's stuff to get through, pillows so you can maybe take a nap today and sleep at some point. It's kind of stuff we're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And, our friends at Choice Hotels reached out, and they're donating us a bunch of bedding. And, my friend Scott Isham and Isham Dental gave us $1,000 worth of dental and hygiene care. I think I heard you mention in our sit-down meeting the other day how important it is to make sure our pets are cared for, too. Yeah. So it's make sure you're bringing out those items, if it's dog foods or if it's anything that helps the family specifically in transition and as they find a way to reestablish themselves. But if it's a non-perishable, if it is clothing, if it is water, if it is any of those items that we can take from here to California, we are here at Graphic Connection. And we are excited to say thank you when you bring it, and we're excited to help others.
And we're driving the truck out there tomorrow. Fred will check in with you here in a few minutes. Go out and see Fred. We got so much of our Cumulus family is out there, and if you can find it in your heart to help families, it's regular people, man. It's you and me and people I went to school with, and I promise you, you're no more than 2 degrees separated from someone who's out of their home right now. If you can find it in your heart, you got some clothes that you were going to donate or you're not wearing anymore, and somebody else could use. Get on out there to Graphic Connection 1500 Renaissance. Fred, we'll talk to you here in a little bit. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
All right, see you. He is Fred Slow from Two Men On. It's the opening drive. Want to hear from you on Lobo basketball. Last night they lose 71-70 in San Jose. About 8 o'clock, we'll hear what Richard Pitino had to say on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Hey.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All In Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavis, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView.
Come on now, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. You know what I'm saying? Lobos lose last night 71-70. Elsewhere in the Mountain West on Tuesday, Boise State was a big winner, 96-55. They pounded Wyoming. Nevada struggled with Air Force, held on, beat the Falcons. Nevada wins 68-62, and San Diego State back in Viejas, bounced back from getting beat in the pit, beat Colorado State last night. 75-60 was the score there. Tonight, 22nd ranked Utah State will be on the road playing at UNLV. So your standings now, 6-0 is Utah State, the lone unbeaten. New Mexico at 6-1, Boise State at 5-2. It'll be Boise State in the pit, 9:00 Friday night, as the Lobos have to bounce back. It was just said to me in the hall, and I don't know. We'll have this conversation now with Jerry Palm tomorrow from CBS Sports. JJ, the three words were just said to me. Is it down to 3 days in Vegas for the Lobos' hopes in regards to the NCAA tournament? Is it?
Not yet.
I don't know that it's 100%, but
it's really hard because now you have to get a win at Utah State or Boise State,
San Diego
complete
State.
the sweep against San Diego State. Those teams still have really good numbers. Your bubble did not burst last night because guess what? It's not quad for a loss, right? Yet, as of now.
San Jose State's 198. Was that quad 3?
No, not as San Jose State
on the road
is moved up.
What do you got them at now? CBS has them at 198. What do you got them at? And what did New Mexico go to?
So Ken Palm this morning's 59, net 62 for the Lobos.
All right, so they dropped from 57 net to 62. And then San Jose State entered yesterday at 198.
They're at 173 now.
So they jumped 26 spots yesterday by beating New Mexico.
So yeah, it hurts, but I'm not at the point where it's completely popped, where it's just Las Vegas now because you have those road opportunities.
They are sitting in front of you. All right, 505-246-0610. Chad, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Chad.
Yeah, just calling in for some Lobos therapy. It was... I guess you kind of expected this one to go our way. Big one looking forward to Friday night against Boise. A couple observations from the game. One, it just shows you how awesome that pit is when you have 15,000 people can show up and you watch their games, and it was, I don't know, a few hundred people there.
Yeah, they claimed 1,800, but I was in the building, and I don't know that it was north of 900, 800 people.
Okay, but regarding the game, they just, I remember watching the first game at the pit, and these guys, they can shoot threes. Yeah. They seem to be, they had mettle. They were not giving up. They had a belief, and credit them, despite having zero fanfare and support, and it seems to have a coach that cares. They did not give up, and they believed. They kept going the whole way, and it's like they rise against us. Obviously, it's not just us. They played other teams tough, but this year to play us, they were. You could just sense there was no doubt in their minds, and I was still believing we were going to win, and we had every bit of a chance to win to the end. But credit them. They put in an effort, and I don't know. I think you just you try to put this behind you and go on to Friday.
Yep. It's the right answer, Chad. Appreciate you. Credit them. Right? They got a coach who's making whatever he's making. They got video equipment. Their guys are on scholarship. That look, you look at it.
Yeah, they're used to that arena. That's what they play in.
That place, and I'd never been in. What do they call it? The Providence. I stared at it. It was right up. I said it 15 times because it was literally right. It's right in front of you there. So they remind you of what it is, the Provident Credit Union Event Center at San Jose State University. It's an event center. It's a big warehouse with stands and a floor. And the floor evidently has a bunch of dead spots. It's a weird atmosphere, you guys. And I'm not going to blame the atmosphere. I'm just not. Is it a roller coaster? Yeah, it is. You go from playing in a sold-out pit to playing in Laramie where it's cold and the students are out. They're not in session and there's 2,000 people in the building, back to a sold-out pit, back to this place. The students are in session. They're still on break in San Jose State. They're not drawn. They haven't been playing well. And then you're going to go back to the pit and there'll be 15,000 on Friday night. Whatever. As Richard Pitino said to me in the pregame yesterday, they're 18 to 22-year-old kids go play basketball.
Yeah, it's not a surprise. This is coming.
And so And if you haven't been in that building, okay, you've been in buildings like it. It's no different than it was in, I'm not gonna look. I did the game in Vegas against UCLA. I'm not gonna tell you that was a great atmosphere. It was
that same thing.
Yeah, it wasn't much better than this.
An echoing arena. Bring your own energy. Got to be ready to go.
Yeah, I can't blame it on that. And to your point on that, I just don't think that was the issue. They came out and were up by 13 points 10 minutes into the game. So I can't blame it on that. What do you blame it on? Look, they got to find ways to score consistently. It's got to be more than just Donovan Dent and Nelly Jr. Joseph. What do I blame it on? I blame it on a little bit of perimeter defense and not getting a couple offensive rebounds towards the end. And JJ, look, I look at the 3-point numbers. When you tell me they're 3 for 15, I'm not surprised anymore.
No,
that they're not a good 3-point shooting team. I wonder, and I asked Richard this at the postgame show. And I didn't ask him this way. I said, how do you find more shots for guys like Jovan? Is Milicevic potentially their next best scorer after their Nelly Jr. Joseph and Dent? You don't think so?
No.
Because he's a freshman? Is that the reason?
I still think it's Mustafa.
Okay.
I look at last night, and you said it. By this point in time, we know who the Lobos are. They're not a great shooting team. But despite that, everyone's going to point to, minus 21 at the 3-point line. You had a chance to win that game if you rebound the basketball.
That's right.
This is who they are. They want to be an up-tempo offense, but they have to score inside. But they had a chance to win that game despite being outshot. Like, that's not changing. Like, Donovan Dent, and I know Hunter talked about it earlier, he's like, Dent has to take that shot. Teams are going to let him take that shot because he's never going to make it. So they have to understand that they have to bring it regardless because they're not going to get hot all the time. And it's about inside out. But now you have to realize, all right, what is plan B if your first inside presence, Nelly Jr. Joseph, isn't there? Because then it puts you in a game like this where you're in a back and forth battle with San Jose State.
Yeah. Early on, they went in, they scored in the paint. They were exploiting their size difference. Nelly got in foul trouble, and they shoot 40.9% from the field. The 2 games previous, they had won, but both of their shooting in those games, they were under 40%. I asked Richard Pitino in the pregame show, should we be concerned? Yeah, you're winning games, but you're shooting under 40%.
Yeah, and I wonder too, even at this point in the season, how can Mustafa adjust? Because I think it's much different for him playing inside out when Nelly's on the floor,
100%,
versus Nelly off, because then the defense can really focus on Amzo.
All right, 505-246-0610. Let's go back out to our wildfire drive. For those of you who kind of just catching up on this, and if you can help today, whether it's with clothing, whether it's with donations, gift cards, whatever, the wildfires that are just devastating Southern California, the Los Angeles area, tens of thousands of people out of their homes, many of them never going back. We're trying to help. Fred Slow from 2 Men On is out at Graphic Connection, 1500 Renaissance, down there by the Costco and Dream Style, where Montano and Montgomery and I-25 all meet. You've been down there. We're asking you to go by, drop stuff off. And Fred, it sounds like people are coming out early and really taking this thing to heart.
Yeah, the fellowship is shining through, my friends. Since we talked just about 10 minutes ago, multiples of drop-offs have arrived. Quickly, our delivery truck is filling up. So I would absolutely encourage anyone on their way to the office, or if they get a chance midday, to come and stop by, as you mentioned, that Sam's Club or the Costco just a block away. Make an effort if they are willing, and it's all those necessities to not just comfort but survival for a lot of individuals. As you pointed out, Jeff, many will not be able to return to their homes, and this will be a stopgap as they restart their lives.
Yeah, I just want you to think, man. The reality is these are normal people. This is you and me, and they got 10, 15 minutes to get out of your house. And in many cases, their houses burned along with everything they own. And they got out of there with a bag and whatever they got, and probably forgot their phone charger, or forgot diapers for their kids, or tissues, or pillows, or blankets, or a hoodie, or sweats, or sneakers, or whatever. And whatever you can help them out with, Fred, they're going to appreciate it. This is I've never seen a disaster in the United States like this, and affecting so many people.
Yeah, and I know it's the first thing you check when you're up in the morning. I know it's the last thing you check before you go to bed. And, you guys do such a great job of kind of updating the listeners here in Albuquerque and what's going on out there. But, those updates, fans of the opening drive in Tumanon, take those to heart and understand there is a way to help. And we are fortunate to do it here at Graphic Connections, 1500 North Renaissance. Come see us. The entire cluster is out. And we will help you help others, and thank you.
Cluster being the fancy word for all of our radio family. All of our stations are out there. Cluster means so many things, Fred. And in this case, it's a good one. It's not very often cluster is a nice word. It's a pretty good one. Go see them out there. We're going to be out there till 7 o'clock tonight and drop it off. Fred will catch up with you in a little bit. Listen to Fred and Van every day right here on these Sports Animals 2 Men On at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Stay warm out there. We'll catch up with you in a little bit.
Thank you.
So I want to also say thank you to IPS International Protective Service is playing a big part in this drive as well. And again, whatever you got, man, if you're at the house right now and there's a bag of clothes or you're going through, hey, I don't wear this and this and this, and somebody could stay warm in this, or somebody could use like you guys just imagine what that would be. And we got neighborhoods and neighborhoods and neighborhoods of people who had to do that. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Thank you.
This report is brought to you by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indy Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
All right, we're rehashing Lobos 71-70 loss last night in San Jose. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. 505-246-0610. Don't forget the drive going on to collect items for those affected by the California wildfires down in Los Angeles. And it's a Graphic Connection, over 1,500 Renaissance. Thank you for all the donations that you are making and will make today. JJ, I'm looking at some of the responses on the text line and more so on the email. And I get it. We ride so high and so low. Lobo fan does. And one of the things that I've always tried to do in my life, and I really appreciate this about Richard Pitino, he didn't get too high and too low. And this is one of those where I know you expected to win, and you probably told yourself they're good enough to beat us. They played us tough in the pit, right, as a Lobo fan. But I don't know if you believed it. And I think, I think Richard Pitino certainly did going in. I think he was nervous about this game.
As a coach, you have to project differently than say what you do in the locker room. I think there was the right level of frustration, the fact that, Richard Pitino talking with you, and we're going to listen to the post game coming up with you and Hunter Green. You mentioned it multiple times, the offensive rebounds they gave up late. So that's questioning your team's effort without going full Mick Cronin on them in the moments. You kind of bringing it up. That can't happen. You have to have that way, because you cannot get too high or too low, because there's still a lot of work to do. And, you know it throughout your career. I know it too, being in those situations, right? It being in close games that you win, in close games that you losses, and then being around a team and then getting on the bus. And there's still a mental approach to dealing with all that after the fact. And you can't get too high or too low outwardly as a coach. It gets different in the locker room behind closed doors, absolutely. But still, it's a constant message that you have to send. And you can, at least outwardly, and I think, because this isn't, UCLA situation where the team's collapsing around and Mick Cronin is just throwing everyone under the bus. It was acknowledging where things didn't go right for your team, planting the seeds about effort late, but you still have to be that leader for that team.
Emails are coming in, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Ryan says on the San Jose game, he says, "Hey, Jeff, big fan of your show. I'm an Aztec fan, but found your show a few years ago and really enjoy it. Besides postseason success, there's one huge difference between the Aztecs and Lobos. San Diego State won its 67th straight quad 3 or lower game last night. It seems like New Mexico loses three or four quad 3 or lower games a year. Until that's cleaned up, New Mexico's always going to be its own worst enemy. Keep up the good work." It's from Ryan. I haven't really thought about that necessarily, but I don't know that I think he's way off base, right? That would be your second quad 3 loss, correct?
Yeah, the Lobos, as of right now, and these metrics always change. So they could end up being really bad at the end of the season if New Mexico State and San Jose State just flop the rest of the way. That's quad 3. Lobos are 2-2. Quad 4 right now, they're 5-0.
And what are they? They're 6-2 against quad 1 and 2?
Yes, 1-1, quad 1, 5-1 quad 2.
Yeah, 6-2 against quad 1 and 2. Ryan, it's a good observation, and I don't think he's being cynical or mean on it. An Aztec fan who listens to this show by choice. So I appreciate you, Ryan, and I that's one of those getting over the hump things, right? And if you get you're going to drop one here and there, man. They're league games, and the Aztecs were doing that for a while until they stopped doing it, if that makes sense. It was one of those things where, they'll get beat at Colorado State and it'll be a quad 2 loss, or they'll drop one in Boise or at the Pit. But rarely are they dropping games in San Jose and Fresno, right? And that's that now.
Laramie.
In Laramie. Yeah.
Clune.
They used to be.
Those are all the ones that can trip you up.
Yeah.
And I know
that's the new Mountain West, by the way.
Yeah. And I know looking at last night's scoreboard, a lot of people are going to notice what Boise State did.
They beat the living stuffing out of Wyoming. Yeah. And here come the Broncos on Friday. Rod says Dickie P misses the putt, Jefferson. If you're a golfer, always leaving yourself 5 feet for par, you're eventually going to miss one. This year, Louisville basketball have just been sneaking by all these cheap teams. Well, last night, like NMSU, Dickie P's putt burned the edge of the hole. Numbers tell a story, right? I don't know numbers always tell the whole story. And I said, I started the pregame show yesterday by saying they tell you numbers don't lie, right? But sometimes they don't tell the whole story. And that team was 1-5 in league, but lost in a really competitive game against nationally ranked Utah State, 2 points to Boise State, 6 points in the Pit. 5 of their 6 conference games were 6 points or less. They were going to get someone. Last night they got someone, and it was you. Dan says, do you know the way to Juan Jose? Jeffrey, sometimes the best Christmas presents are the ones that are unexpected. Last night was like looking under the tree and seeing a gift you somehow forgot to open, Spartans exposing global basketball. Dan seems very happy about that. I don't know if they were exposed last night. You knew that they're not a great they're not a great shooting team. But yet, JJ, they were still averaging 80-something points a game, right? They're still finding a way to score. You say they're not a great offensive team, but yet they're scoring.
They're not a great jump shooting team.
Oh, that's correct. That's correct. And Nelly gets in foul trouble last night, and you didn't get it anywhere else, right? Donovan Dent with 17, Nelly Jr. Joseph with 20, and your next best is Amsil with 9. Meanwhile, the Spartans got 5 guys in double figures, and they beat you.
And it's fair to bring up the question where you're like, oh, who's the number 3 scorer? Who's the number 3 scorer? The way this team is built and they play, I still think there's enough there, but you just look at it and you have to make plays. And if Philip Beechen 1 of 7, CJ Nolan 1 of 9, True Washington 2 of 7. Like there's enough guys that a number 3 should step up. There just no one was that dude last night.
Yeah, so that's 4 for 20 between them. Yeah, it's rough. All right, 505-246-0610. We'll hear what Richard Pitino had to say coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. Hey, if you're shopping for an engagement ring, if you're shopping for a gift, Valentine's Day is coming up, John Thomas Jewelers is your spot. Go by and see what makes them so completely different. Why they're voted America's coolest jewelry store by In-Store Magazine. Why they are the only 5-star Google-rated full-service jewelry store in town, the fastest-growing jeweler in New Mexico for 3 straight years, and been voted the best jeweler in Albuquerque 4 straight years. They're different, man. You're not going to stumble across them in the mall. You're going to want to get to them. They're at 2440 Louisiana Northeast, Suite 310. It's the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building across the street from the mall. They've got their own state-of-the-art design center right there. That means they make custom pieces right there. But I want you to listen to what's going on right now, okay? Here's what's going on right now for Valentine's Day. If you buy jewelry there, an engagement ring, a necklace, any piece of amazing jewelry at John Thomas Jewelers, John Thomas Jewelers is going to gift you a pair of lab-grown diamond studs absolutely free, and they're going to match the amount you purchase. So if you buy a $500 bracelet, they're going to match you. They're going to give you a pair of $500 stud earrings. You buy a $1,000 necklace, matched with a $1,000 pair of studs. Guys, put it away. I mean, don't tell her. Give her the necklace for Valentine's Day, and then you got Christmas. You got diamond stud earrings taken care of, and John took care of it for you. This special offer ends Valentine's Day. Take advantage of it. JohnThomasJewelers.com. Visit them at 2440 Louisiana Northeast. It's on the third floor of the Lewis University building, right across the street from the mall.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal: to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as Red and Green.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep.
Receiver Travis Hunter versus Nick Nash actually be in conversation. But
how high is he projected in the draft? Second rounder? Kind of?
I think it just depends on what role an NFL team would see him being. Like if they think he can stay outside or they need to move him on.
Well, he turned himself into a ball player, didn't he? Your running backs are Genty and Cam Scatterbo from Arizona State. Those were your first team. Second team was Dylan Thompson from Tennessee and Caleb Johnson from Iowa. I got to go through the whole thing. The kicker, and the only reason I bring this up, Dylan Zavada from Michigan was the first team kicker, and Kenny Almendares from Louisiana. Kenny, the kicker, who was here for the Isleta New Mexico Bowl, was second team. He was the winner of the Groza Award, honoring the best kicker in America. But that came out today, and you're going to start to see the All-America teams come out. You got the national championship coming up next Monday, and there's they'll be different. Some of them will be the same, but you're going to get to start seeing those as they come out, and you can debate those as you go through. All right, the NFL stuff. Mike Tomlin says, save your time. Don't call. There's been a lot of talk about our team's going to trade for Mike Tomlin. Is he going to go somewhere else? Is it best for him? Best for the Steelers? Best for someone else? Quote Tomlin in his season-ending news conference, save your time. I understand the nature of what it is that we do, the attention and criticism that comes with it. As a matter of fact, I embrace it, to be quite honest with you. I enjoy the urgency that comes with what I do and what we do. I don't make excuses for failure. I own it. But I also feel I'm capable. And so as long as I'm afforded the opportunity to do that, I will continue. End quote. Okay.
He doesn't want to go anywhere. Steelers are not keen on making moves like that, but you have a hungry fan base that wants to see changes.
So you think if they were going to make a move, they'd have made a move? I mean, making time at head coach, it was last week, wasn't it? Now you can always do it. I mean, look, there's never too late, but it feels like that would have been the time. It feels like that's where they're going. Now, what do they do? A quarterback. He thinks that both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields can help them next season, help them take the next step next season. Quote, we don't have a quarterback under contract. We're certainly open to considering those guys. We have a lot of work ahead of us. I don't know where you're going. I mean, look, let me ask you this. Sam Darnold for them? If Sam Darnold, and a lot of people seem to think because of the last two games and especially the playoff appearance, that Sam Darnold somehow is now no longer in the Vikings' plans. And maybe that's the case. I still think they're going to franchise him. But if they opt to not and let him go free agency, there's a bidding war between the Steelers and the Raiders, right?
I don't know. Bidding war?
Well, I mean, to a certain extent, there'll be a ceiling on it. I'm not telling you it's going to go to, something stupid and record setting. But I mean, there'll be a little.
There'd be actually really interesting too from Sam Darnold's perspective. You just try to see if Vegas is desperate enough and pays you a bunch of money. I don't know, because Tom Brady seems to be running things. I don't think Tom Brady's going to just go say, "Oh, we need to hand Sam Darnold $55 million per year."
No, but would you hand him $40 million a year? See,
I don't think so.
You don't think so? All right, what's he going to do?
I do think that because the Raiders not just fired Antonio Pierce, they fired their general manager.
Yeah,
and I think the one thing with Tom Brady being there, he could get them to be patient. And signing Sam Darnold to a big contract does not make the Las Vegas Raiders a better football team next year.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think Sam Darnold is a good quarterback. I don't think he's a great quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he can be the base of a franchise for the next 3 years. He had 2 bad games at the end of the year. Yeah, that's when they counted the most. I got it. All right, when we come back, what did Richard Pitino have to say after the game last night? Lobos lose in San Jose 71-70. You'll hear the post-game show from UNM Sports Radio Network. Want your thoughts? 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive. Thank you for being with us on a Wednesday morning on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico
for 5 years running.
It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, we got a big drive going on this morning, and thank you in advance for taking part of it. All of us here at Cumulus Media. The cluster, as Fred referred to it. It's the only time cluster is not a bad word, right? Or like a bad connotation. We're down at Graphic Connection, and we'll check in with Fred Slow from Two Men On coming up here in a little bit as we collect donations for the victims of the Los Angeles fires, people who are out of their homes. And if you can help, whether it's gift cards or clothes or dry goods or pillows or just the stuff that you think, man, you're out of your house and you're never going back, and what do you need to survive? A phone charger, whatever you can do. It's normal people, regular people like you and me that one day we're living their life and the next day their home's burned down. And they don't have a home. They don't have their stuff. And we're just trying to help them out. So thanks in advance for doing that. 1500 Renaissance is where Graphic Connection is, over by Dream Style and Costco. And we're going to drive a truck out there. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. JJ, how did you feel going into last night's Lobo game? 71-70, San Jose State beats New Mexico. I think we all thought this was a possibility, but we all thought the Lobos were going to win.
That's the way I felt. That it was going to be close. It's going to have its dicey moments. But the Lobos were going to figure out a way to come out of San Jose with a win.
Will McClendon hit a big three for San Jose State, and then it was Latrell Davis with an offensive rebound put back all in one motion. Used the backboard with about 2.3 seconds to go. That was the difference. San Jose State on that offensive rebound and putback beat the Lobos 71-70. I was in San Jose. I sat in for the Voice of the Lobos, Robert Portnoy, last night, and Hunter Green and I had a conversation. I want you to hear what Richard Pitino had to say. This is courtesy of the UNM Sports Radio Network and the post-game with Coach Pitino after the game late last night.
Offensive rebounds. We go up 2 with Stoff with a 3. Kid hits a ridiculous shot, puts him up 1. Donnie comes back and scores. We get 2 stops and give up 2 offensive rebounds. And it just it can't happen. You want to win the game, you got to go offensive rebounds. So we knew San Jose. I mean, they've played everybody close in our league besides Colorado State. So we had a lot of respect for them. Offensively, we're making it a little bit difficult because we're not making a lot of shots. Jovan did, Mustafa did, but our wings just were a little bit off today. And then we're leaving points at the basket, especially with teams that are not a great shot blocking team like this team. But it came down to, again, like just 1 or 2 more plays. And that last play where we had to get 2 defensive rebounds, didn't get it.
Coach, starting the game was the strategy to get the ball inside? Because it seemed like both teams really started off that way.
Yeah, and then Nelly, I thought was really good. He was just in foul trouble. And we were trying to weather the storm. We got him in with that 3rd foul, screwed up a coverage. I'm not sure if it was 4th foul or not. I didn't see it. It looked a little iffy, but it was hard because, Donnie obviously has been very, very consistent offensively, but we just didn't have a lot of other scoring between those 2 guys. And with Nelly in the foul trouble, it was hard to get anything going offensively.
Yeah, it seemed like there was no rhythm. And, of course, it'd be a shot taken, and then San Jose State's playing Lobo ball by taking off to the races and then transition defense.
Yeah, they were flying, and we were not doing a good job of getting back and building a wall. So, give them credit. I mean, I was worried about the game. They've just been so close. They've been knocking on the door with a lot of people. But we've just got to be a little bit grittier when the ball's not going in, and we didn't do that.
I thought Vaihola for them was a handful on your defensive end, especially against Atiki. They went into him in at times he made it look too easy.
Yeah, Nelly was better. Atiki wasn't as good. He likes to go left. Atiki was giving him his left hand a little bit. So, again, it's with Nelly in foul trouble. We struggled a little bit, but he's also a really good player.
You mentioned Jovan. How do you find more shots for him or whomever it is that's going to be your third scorer on a regular basis?
Yeah, I mean, Jovan's obviously just a freshman. I like what he did. Mustafa obviously made a big three at the end. I don't think it was Jovan or Mustafa as much as, and it's not their fault, but obviously it was CJ 1 for 9, and then you got Phillip 1 for 7, and True 2 for 7. Those are guys who played a lot of minutes. So we'll look at are they getting open looks? Are they getting in the basket? And kind of see how we can help them from there.
They started the second half. They were 7 for 10. Did they just make shots, or did you feel your defensive effort wasn't what it needed?
Yeah, I mean we were begging and pleading with them in the huddle to cut off their water, so to speak, and we got better there for sure. But yeah, they were really, really comfortable. We started out great. Obviously, build a lead. We were up 13-14, whatever it was. Yeah, but then we just let them go into the locker room, not guarding. I mean, they made some crazy shots, obviously, but that's an easy switch. Just stay in front of the ball. Don't let them shoot an attempt. But it comes down to 2 opportunities. You got stops, and you just didn't get the rebound.
Yeah, I mean, there's those 2 things have to travel, right? Defense and rebounding. And then offensively, it just seemed like, once they took away the post, the offense kind of seemed a little disshuffled and trying to create. I mean, when you got Phillip Borovincic trying to create off the dribble, I mean, that's not his strength, right?
Yeah, I mean, it can't all be on Donnie, right? So we need some of these guys to either make threes. And you just look at the numbers. Obviously, none of them, Jovan made 2 and Mustafa, so he only made 3. So your 2s and 3s weren't making shots. So you got to try to get to the rim. And I just thought we were not getting to the basket enough versus non-shot blocking team.
I look at their possession, their last couple of possessions. You're right. He tried to draw a foul on Mustafa. They didn't get it. He throws in an off-balance 3, and then they get a long rebound with a guy falling away from the basket and banks it in. Look, losing is not fun, but when you look at it defensively, I thought you defended those 2 particular possessions pretty well.
Going up 2, and then that kid in that shot was just brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, he's trying to draw a foul. He falls down, and he makes it. That one is not as upsetting as the 2 offensive rebounds. Staff had a chance, just couldn't get it. The kid was a little bit bigger, went kind of was a bad bounce, and then the other one was kind of a loose ball, and then he's falling down. So just one of those nights. We got to figure out how to learn from it and get back to work.
Quick turnaround, late night. Boise State's coming in on Friday.
That's right, and we'll it was a heck of a run. Obviously, 7 in a row,
Yeah.
and now we got to go see if we can get Friday night.
That was Richard Pitino, courtesy of the UNM Sports Radio Network, with Hunter and me in San Jose just a few hours ago. What was that? It was like 11 o'clock at night?
It was a little after 10.
A little after 10? So that was...
Because the game was on the Mountain West Network, man, it was flying.
Yeah, the breaks were a lot quicker. Yeah, which I was okay with. About 9.5 hours ago, so to speak, in San Jose. Lobos were 6-0 in the Mountain West. Their 3rd best conference start ever. They had won 7 in a row. They had won 10 straight over Mountain West teams dating back to last year. They had won 3 in a row on the road, and all of those streaks came to an end last night. A couple of things in there. Hunter asked him specifically about the offense, and when they couldn't run through the post, he said it seemed like, Hunter said, your offense was disheveled. And Richard talked about, he said, quote, some of these guys need to make threes. You got to get to the rim, and we weren't getting to the rim enough. It's everything we've been talking about.
Yeah. It really was a game last night that there wasn't a lot of surprises. We talked about it. We discussed it. I know they talked about it, but you still have to execute. And I think one of the most frustrating things, and Rich Pitino kind of dropped those nuggets, is the effort at the end, man. Even you're minus 21 at the 3-point line. You have those, Borovincic, Nolan, True struggling, and yet you're in position to win that game, and you give up those 2 offensive rebounds that put back there off the end where it's in the video, man. True Washington is just standing there at the top of the key, not doing anything. Gonna have to eat that for the next couple days and reset for Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, that last possession, Paola took the 2-point shot. He missed. Uduje got the offensive rebound. They ran 10 more seconds off the clock. Uduje took the shot, and Davis got the offensive rebound, put it back with basically 2.4 seconds to go, 2.3 seconds, and that was the difference. You can sense his frustration and where they were going. All right, we'll take your calls on what Richard Pitino had to say at 505-246-0610. Emails have been coming in this morning at quite a pace at Jeff@sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. All right, going on right now, and we're going to be doing this all day today, and I know you've heard about it, and I want you to hear about it, and I want you to take part in it and appreciate in advance, and thank you for being part of the efforts that us here at The Sports Animal and all of us at Cumulus are trying to help the victims of the fires in Los Angeles. And there are tens of thousands of families who are out of their homes. Their homes have burned. They need basics, man. Clothing and pillows and help. And so The Sports Animal Cares, we're Graphic Connection 1500 Renaissance down there by Costco and Dream Style. And our whole team is out there today. Van Nunley from Two Men On is out there up bright and earlier. I guess it's bright now. It was dark and early when you got out there and taking donations. Good morning, Van. How you living?
Morning, Jeff. Morning, JJ. It is a beautiful morning for giving. It is a beautiful morning for kindness. It is a beautiful morning for compassion. The weather, not so much. Boys, I am cold.
Yeah, it's chilly. Yeah, no, it's chilly this time of day. Yeah, yeah. What is it, about 21 degrees out there? But you know, if you put on a jacket, get some hot chocolate, and I mean, do you got the heater on? You're going inside? Are you standing outside?
Yeah, we got some space heaters donated by Albuquerque Tents. Beautiful. They are working. We got a nice little triangulated area. The donations, though, like people are showing up in force. We have a giant pile of donations. We got clothes, we got water, we got non-perishable food items, we got pet items, we got baby stuff, we got diapers. It is awesome what the community is doing out here so far.
Van, are people telling stories? I mean, do most of them have a connection to LA, or is it just, man, we're you know, people are suffering and we're trying to be kind, loving, caring, and sharing?
You know, Jeff, exactly that. You know, a lot of people are like, hey, you know, close my gate. It's cold. I got to go to work. But most people, like, do have stories to tell. Most people, you know, like, are 1 or 2 degrees separated from friends or family or loved ones in California that they know that these donations are going out to help them. So we love hearing the stories. I ask everybody, what's your connection? Do you know somebody? If not, that's amazing too, because you know, New Mexico recently, Ruidoso, you know, Las Vegas, other areas in New Mexico have been, you know, struck by these kind of tragedies, and other places have came to help us, and it's time for New Mexicans to reciprocate.
Go out and see Van and Fred and the rest of our Cumulus team. All of our radio stations are out there. It's at Graphic Connection 1500 Renaissance. It's down there, Montano, Montgomery area off of I-25 down by Dream Style and Costco. We're going to be out there till 7 o'clock. Van, appreciate you getting up early and checking with us, and we'll talk to you here in a few more minutes and get another update out there.
Yes, you will, boys. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you, and stay warm out there. He is Van Nunley from Two Men On, and again, thanks to everybody who's going out there. Back to the phones when we get back, 505-246-0610. I know you want to talk about Lobo basketball and what Richard Pitino had to say, and want to hear what you have to say. Hey, IPS is helping us with the wildfire drive, the drive to help the victims of the wildfire. International Protective Service helps our community. They keep our community safe. They protected my home for years, homes and businesses all around our town, also in Santa Fe. You see them everywhere you go. Do not wait to be a victim of property crime before you call IPS. It's affordable private security that will protect what you have worked so hard to build. Who's watching your home when you're not there, right? Make sure it's the good guys and not the bad guys. You understand the property crimes on the rise, that officer shortage is a real thing. Don't take the chance. IPS provides standing guards. If you need eyes on your property around the clock, they respond to alarms within 7 minutes or less. They install alarms and camera systems. They have state-of-the-art facility and monitors those cameras 24/7. All of this raises the level of security around your home or business. So don't wait to be a victim. Call IPS, see what they can do for you. 505-897-2420 is their number. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
This
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfasfa.org. That's nmfasfa.org.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points?
I guess we probably should hear you. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. The number's 505-246-0610. Hello, Mike. Thanks for holding. You're on the Sports Animal. Good day, sir.
Good day. How you guys doing?
Good. How you doing, Mike?
No, it's always a little disappointing after a Louisville loss, but, they did good, even to come back as close as they did. They were down 3 there for a while, and they hit a 3, and they were right there. And it's kind of a trade-off, that Nevada game. look how that turned out. You know what I mean? It was we got pretty lucky there, and they got lucky last night, San Jose State. But that's they're still in it, man. Oh, and I'd like to say one thing. That announcing you did last night was excellent, Jeff. I even was watching streaming, and I turned that off just to hear, because you were right on. Even when you introduced the players, very clear, all the players. Just great job, man.
Thank you, Mike.
I liked it. I like listening to it.
Appreciate you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, guys.
All right.
I mean, we'll do good. Don't get discouraged, Lobo fans. I mean, let's pack the pit Friday night. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Mike. 505-246-0610. Look, are they done? No. Is it down to 3 days in Vegas? Boy, your margin of error is probably completely gone at this point.
Your bubble's not completely burst. Because you have chances.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, they're not easy, but nothing is easy. Like, to get good wins, you have to do something that's hard in college basketball, and that's win true road games. You got Utah State, Boise State, San Diego State. Like, there's top 50, top 40 opportunities on your schedule.
You're going to have to take advantage of them now. Yeah, I mean, so do you think you've got to win? And let's throw Nevada in. So you're going to be at Nevada, at San Diego State, at Utah State, and at Boise State, not in that order. You got to win 3 of the 4?
Yeah, if you win 3 on the 4,
those are tough. That's
like
a tough
solid bubble, but you're still going to be in the situation knowing with what happened last year.
That's
like
a tough
you're not going to feel confident.
No.
Having lost to New Mexico State and San Jose State on your resume.
Yeah.
But there's opportunities to be that team that it won't have to come down to just 3 days.
Well,
but there's so many moving pieces. It's not just your schedule, it's everyone else's schedule.
You just became fans of New Mexico State and San Jose State, didn't you? I mean, you just did. David says, good morning, Jeff. What a horrible loss. It completely negated the win against San Diego State and then some. When you aren't making threes, you have to attack the rim. The problem is that other than Nelly and Dent, the others couldn't finish at the rim. Nolan was 1 for 7 in the paint. Phillip and Jovan seem to avoid contact and prefer to play outside. I don't know where True's head is. He is so inconsistent. It also seemed that there was too much one-on-one dribbling. I know there's still a lot of games to play. I hope Patino can figure it out. Otherwise, it will come down to the Mountain West Conference tournament in Vegas. That's from David. Validate that or devalue that?
I don't think it completely negates the San Diego State win because that's such an important win on your resume still. It's why you can have a chance to win a couple road games and still feel like it's not just totally about Las Vegas. But I think that with what happened last year, again, it's hard. It's going to be hard for any Lobo fan to not think that their bubble's already burst.
It's a tough one, man. Oh, that was a tough one, and you were rolling, and those are the ones that trip you. The inconsistency, like you got by and you beat. Well, you didn't get by San Diego State. You pumped San Diego State. You get by in Laramie last week. I think JJ, I'm at this point now where I am a little concerned offensively. And I asked Richard in the pregame show yesterday, are you concerned that, yeah, you've won the last 2 games, but you shot under 40% in those games? Now, you shot 40.9% yesterday, so you were 41%, a little bit better. I am a little concerned offensively. Where else the points are going to come from? And as things get tighter and as you go into February and March and defenses clamp down and games become more and more one-possession games and each possession counts more, yeah, I am a little concerned, actually, offensively. Is that fair?
Yes, it's fair to be concerned, but there's not a team in this conference that there's 3 legit scoring options.
Probably not. Utah State's got a few, but yeah.
Like this is basketball. Everyone freaks out saying they're going to take away Donovan Dent. Well, yes. Like, of course, like, do they not try to take away the best player in every other team? But where I still have some confidence is I don't think there's going to be a lot of nights where you get nothing from the 3 other players. Borovichinen, True Washington, CJ Nolan.
Which, like last night.
There's not going to be a third consistent all the time.
But somebody
you still have Amsdale in there. Yeah. But it just has to be one of those guys has to be on. You just had a night where all 3 of them were off.
Yeah, and I say this saying, they're scoring 80-something points a game, right? And so, Jeff, what are you worried about? They're scoring points. And I understand that. And I understand the conflict in what I'm saying. But I think your eyes have seen it over the last 3 games, and there is a bit of a concern. And to JJ's point, between Bor, Beechenham, Omseal, and Nolan last night, with 9 and 7 is 16, and Washington was 0 for 2. I mean, it was a 4 for 20, right? CJ was 1 for 9, and Bor Beechenham was 1 for 7. Where are you getting it? 2 guys in double figures. They had 5. They beat you by a point. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. We'll continue to go through this as long as you want to talk about it. Level fan, keep them coming at 505-246-0610. The other thing we're going to do all day long is accept donations for the victims of the Los Angeles fires. And the Sports Animal, along with all our brethren here at Cumulus Radio, are down at Graphic Connection, 1500 Renaissance, down there by the Costco and Dreamstyle. And it is a donation drive to help the victims of the Los Angeles fires. We're loading up a truck and driving that thing out there, and we're going to go to the donation center, and we're going to help the people who've had to leave their homes. Van Nunley from 2 Men On is with us. He is out there in the in the frigid temps this morning. It's not that cold. I mean, it's cold, but it's not too cold to go out and drop some stuff off. You're warming people's hearts, though, aren't you? And thank you for being out there. What's up, Van?
Absolutely. Hey, good news. The sun is shining. There's no wind. We got some space heaters donated from Albuquerque Tents. We are out here at Graphic Connection taking your donations. You know, Jeff, United States doesn't use the metric system, so I'll use American style sizerization. We got about 2 Honda Accords worth of donations here already, and we need some more.
No, it's pretty. I mean, I think everybody understands that. See, you're very illustrative in your description of that. And we're early, man. We've been doing this thing for an hour and a half, and we're going to be out there till 7. People coming by. Van, what are we looking for? And I've been trying to tell people, man, it's whatever you think you would need. If you had 15 minutes to leave your home and we're never going back, what do you need now to survive? That's kind of how I've been explaining it to people.
Yeah, exactly that. What would someone who lost their home, what would someone who's displaced, what would they need? And that's, basically all the necessities. We're taking, water donations, non-perishable goods, hygiene, clothes, bedding, blankets. Kind of put yourself in their shoes for a second. What would you need? What would you want? What would make you comfortable? What would help you out in a dire situation like this?
Yeah, I love the fact that this community has been opening up and has been so kind, loving, caring, and sharing. And, it doesn't have to be if you're from there. I've told my stories. That's my hometown I'm watching burn. It breaks my heart. I've been talking to people that I know who've lost their homes. I got my family's on standby. Thank goodness so far they're safe. But, Van, it doesn't have to be people who just have a direct connection. And I think you're learning that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's easy to poke fun at Hollywood right now, and it's just not all Mel Gibsons and James Woods. I know that's low-hanging fruit right now, but real, everyday, salt-of-the-earth people just like you and me, they are displaced as well. It's not just your Beverly Hills 90210 people. These are, real people out here in need, and, people like us got to step up and help in dire times like this.
Can't tell you how much that narrative bothers me. First of all, for some reason, Mel Gibson and Hollywood elite somehow deserve to have their homes burnt, but that's a whole other story. But that's not, this is, to your point, it's just regular people, you and me, that live in these neighborhoods. And it's people who are out of work. And I just think of the landscaper whose business it is. He had 20 homes that he serviced in Pacific Palisades. That business is now out of work. The housekeeper who was taking care of homes in Altadena, she or he now out of work. I mean, the tentacles are so far reaching on this thing, and that narrative bothers me beyond reproach. It is people like you and me who worked hard to have a home, and they don't have it anymore. And that's what we're trying to do.
100%. Humanity, kindness, loving. We don't know state lines. We don't know party affiliation. These are human beings in need. These are Americans in need, and it's time to step up and, reciprocate what's happened to us in New Mexico.
Go out and see Van and Fred and the rest of the Cumulus team. BV's out there. It's at Graphic Connection. We're going to be out there till 7:00 tonight. So if you haven't been able to get home and get your stuff, you've got time, please help them. And thank you in advance for doing that. They're out there at Graphic Connection 1500 Renaissance down there, by Dream Style and Costco. You know the area down there. Go by, drop stuff off. Ben, we'll catch up with you guys here in the 9 o'clock hour. But thank you for getting up this morning, being out there, and just being so kind, loving, caring, and sharing.
Hey, boys, good news. If you don't have anything to donate, guess what's right around the corner? Sam's Club. Guess what's right around the corner? Costco. Yep. There's plenty of ways to help everyone.
No, appreciate it. Talk to you in a bit.
Cheers.
He is Van Nunley from Two Men On, and I just appreciate those guys being out there. Every once in a while, something crawls under my skin like that, man. And that narrative of, it's just Hollywood elite. Why would I send any help there? Really? Like it's people that I know. People that are like us, man. And for some reason, if you're rich, you deserve to have your house burned, I guess, as some people saw it. It bothers me so much. Thank you for helping. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Those cool.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm David C. Chavis, personal injury attorney.
For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Davis for the Spartans got an offensive rebound and kind of in one motion went up, falling away from the bucket on the left rail, banked it in with 2.4 seconds left. Nelly Jr. Joseph with a 3/4 court heave. It didn't go in Lobos. JJ, one thing I didn't ask Richard, and I meant to, and I almost did on the plane. I didn't. What was the design on the last play, right? They had a timeout left. 2.3, they had Donovan Dent inbounding it. They threw a pass that stayed out of bounds to True Washington and then hit Nelly kind of in the middle of the court. And I thought the design would have been on that play there. With Donnie initially with the ball, gives it up. They hit Nelly down the court. I thought he would have come streaking down the right side. The pass would have been from Nelly to Donovan, have time for a dribble and maybe get a look at a 40-foot runner or something like that, which would have been a lot better than the heave that they had. Or they could have thrown it to half court, called another timeout, and set up a play with about 1.8 left to go. But instead, Nelly got it. It looked like it looked like he kind of froze and just heaved a 3/4 court shot.
Yeah, that couldn't have been the play. But
right, and I don't want to say that's why they lost,
but Dent went the opposite direction.
Is that right? Okay,
so
I need to see the replay.
Nelly, because I know I had a lot of people asking what was he even doing on the floor. He was setting a screen. I don't think Nelly was the first option on that play. So as you described it, right? So they run that pass on the baseline,
Yeah.
which is out of bounds.
Right.
So the clock. So once you make that, the dude's counting.
Right.
1, 2. So Nelly set the screen, and Dent went to his left, so towards where True Washington was.
Okay.
But the guy stayed on him, like on his hip. So
He
there's
did.
no pass.
Okay, I need to see the replay.
There's no pass to Dent available. And so Nelly's just standing there all by himself.
With nowhere to go.
And I think True knows that, that count's going on, and he just throws it into Nelly. There was not a second option outside of Dent.
So the play was then to get the ball right to Donnie on the right.
I think because Nelly was setting a screen, but it wasn't much of a screen, and the dude stayed right at.
So what you're saying it was for Dent, after he makes the pass to True, to cut hard off of a Nelly pick right about the free throw line in the backcourt, which is where Nelly caught the ball. Come off that, hopefully find a way to get it to him and have him sprint up and have the ball on a running. I get it.
But just watching it, that's what the design was. But there was no space created at all by Nelly's screen. The dude was able to just bounce right off it and pretty much stay on the backside. So it was a contested pass that wouldn't have gotten to Donovan cleanly. And then True at that moment, and you just like, Nelly's wide open. Let's throw it to him. And then you saw Nelly just like, what do I do?
And you could have called another timeout right there, or because that would have been option 2 to me. I'm fine with option 1. Option 2 to me would have been have either after that goes have either Amseal or CJ Nolan come to about that mid court stripe, throw it to there, call your last time out, and you have 1.8 to drop something in the front court as opposed to a heave, right?
Yes. Now, I think breaking down that possession is important because it looked like there was only one option there at the end.
And look, that was going to be a prayer anyway. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that's why you lost that game, because if you got out of there and won on that play, like, you'd feel good. You won the game. You'd feel, whew.
You lost that game because you couldn't rebound. That mattered the most.
I mean, that's the answer. But I think it's fair to take a look at that and say, what was it they were trying to do there? And I know both Hunter and I were like scratching our heads saying, okay, I'm not even sure what the play was.
It just from watching the game from the Mountain West Network, that's all that was there. It was a screen for Dent that created no space, and the only other person in the backcourt was
Nelly, who was setting the screen, and so they inbounded to
and so you either burn that timeout there on the baseline and have to do it all again.
Well, or throw it into Nelly and call the timeout, and then you get it 3/4 of the court, but you get on the side.
Yeah, and that might not even been deep enough to matter where he caught it.
I agree. It was about the free throw line.
Yeah. So it's either you just burn the timeout, reset it, and then try to again get a long inbound. Even take the 5-second, try to foul.
Yeah, I don't like that as much. I mean, you got the ball now, and you're down by 1.
And you don't want it. And then if there's a missed free throw, and
so
it was either timeout or inbound, right there, and just the inbound went to Nelly, and he couldn't do much with it being at that spot.
Yeah, I mean that's not where he's comfortable on the floor, and it just didn't play out that way. All right, 505-246-0610. HB says congrats to Nick Nee, of course, on the San Jose State opening drive this morning. Their callers were talking about how he skipped the Spartans Bowl and cost them the Hawaii championship belt. I don't know if they're talking about it this morning, but they've talked about it before. Yeah. Nick Nash opted out of the bowl game for Hawaii. All right, 505-246-0610. You want me to take the call? You want me to take the break? Which way you want me to go? All right, Ray, stand by. Got to take this break because we're late on it. We're going to hear from you when we get back. Keep them coming at 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. Got some NFL stuff for you as well, including a little bit of more on the Cowboys coaching situation and how their defensive stud feels about it. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Securities is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
It wasn't really a pick. Donovan went on the inside, and so there was no pick set, so we couldn't get free, and there was nobody else in the backcourt. And I mean, there inbounded Dinelli, and I guess what they should have done when they inbounded, call the timeout because they had another one left. All right, let's go. Ray, good morning. Thanks for holding. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Ray.
Hey, so, aside from that last play being an absolute joke, I agree that at the very least, Patino should be right next to the ref when that ball goes in the alley and just call another timeout. At least you get the ball at three-quarters quarter, maybe even half court. But to not do that, but irregardless of that final play where you have Nelly chucking a three-quarter court shot, I don't understand why there was two key things. Why did he have Dent out? He took him out at about the 6.5 minute mark and kept him out for about 2 minutes, probably to about the 4 minute timeout. And he had Dotson in there. That was a very key point because they ended up going down 4 at that point. And Nelly was out. So you had their best two offensive threats on the bench at probably a pretty crucial time. So I really question that. Plus, I question Nelly going back in at the 10 and change mark with 3 fouls. They were ahead at that point. And to me, it was worse for him to pick up his 4th, which he did on a ticky-tack call. And at the 10-minute mark, then if you let them get even, if anything, Atiki was not doing bad defensively.
Atiki was not playing well defensively. Vahola was having his way with Atiki defensively down low. He was.
I think at that point, when Joseph comes in at 10 minutes and change, he picks up that 4th foul. He has to go out for about 6 minutes. That was more costly, in my opinion, than the defensive job that Atiki was doing.
Got it.
That's all I'm saying on that. That was a horrendous loss by the Lobos. That basically guarantees they need to win the tournament. Having a quad 4 loss like that on our resume, it's going to look horrible. No matter what we do, they're going to point to that. They're 198th. San Jose State had no business beating the Lobos.
Thanks. All right, so it's not quad 4, JJ, right? It's quad 3. They're up to 173 now?
For the time being.
For now. Yeah, it's quad 3 right now. Mike, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Mike.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I'll be quick here. I got to agree with the last caller 100%. An atrocious loss for the Lobos last night. Just in terms of, now you're going to have to win the tournament to freaking get another bid into the big tournament is what I think. But I want to catch up real quick. Sam Darnold, what you pointed out earlier, somebody's got to pay Sam Darnold. But I think that on the scale, he's got to be paid less than Brock Purdy. That's my opinion. Purdy's more valuable and better than Sam Darnold. So I think that was just a scale that I wanted to kind of throw out there for you guys, how you thought about that.
Yeah.
And then my biggest shock of the weekend, of the NFL weekend, I didn't tell you this when I called the other day, was that Justin Herbert. I mean, what a disaster. It's like one of those Scooby-Doo memes, you know, where you got him all tied up and you're about to take the mask off of Justin Herbert to see who he really is.
And he wasn't him.
And it's just Trevor Lawrence under there. Oh, no, big bust. Sorry, guys. Have a great day.
See you, Mike. All right, I agree with him on the Purdy thing. I think if you're going to scale this thing and if there's going to be justice, Brock Purdy should be making more than Sam Darnold. I think you agree with that. Do you not?
Well, if you're paying for resume.
I think I'm paying for resume and what I think I'm getting in the future.
Because I also saw Brock Purdy not do good at all this year when he didn't have everything in place.
All right. I want to have that discussion. And we can have this Justin Herbert discussion. I think it's long overdue. Did he regress? Is he still that guy? I mean, he's still one of those guys, but is he still that guy? And Lobo fan, you can keep it coming. Remember our relief drive to help the victims of the LA fires is going on right now at Graphic Connection, 1500 Renaissance. Please drop off whatever you can. Clothes, dry goods, pillows, blankets, gift cards, whatever it is. We're appreciative of it. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Thank you for being with us on this Wednesday morning on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Here's running. It's the OD in the AM with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bond.
All right, taking your calls and your texts today, 505-246-0610 on the Lobo loss last night in San Jose. 71-70, San Jose State over New Mexico. It was a putback on an offensive rebound by Latrell Davis with 2.3 seconds to go. That was the difference in the Spartans, who were down 13 points in the first half. New Mexico had an early lead. They were up by 13 with about 10 minutes in. And then it became a ball game, and it went back and forth, and the lead changed 11 times. They were tied 10 times, and San Jose State made one more play than New Mexico. First conference loss for the Lobos. Will be back home in the pit on Friday against Boise State. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Text line, JJ says, Jeff, this Lobo loss is a hard pill to swallow because of how poorly the team played, and I don't understand why Pitino allows guys to stay in the game after making 3-4 mistakes in a row. There was a period in the second half where Nolan drove to the basket about 4 times and either got blocked or put up a terrible shot that wasn't even close. Same with True, missing buckets that led to easy transition layups for San Jose State. At that point, why didn't he substitute these guys out for Applehans or someone else? Why not play Sacco instead of Atiki, who clearly struggles with basics like dribbling? Ultimately, yes, they got a rebound at the end of the game, but I blame Pitino's ability to make in-game adjustments on this one. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. Sometimes I see him make changes immediately after, Mustafa makes a bad pass or a turnover and he pulls him. It's situational, certainly. I've never had a huge problem with Richard's substitution patterns. Have you?
No, there's moments where you want to send a message to a player, but there's also moments where realize that a lot of us would be terrible coaches. You can't just bench everybody if they miss a couple shots. If they're doing what you want in terms of getting inside, all right, shots blocked, oh, that's a tough shot. Like, that's going to happen through the course of a basketball game.
And, is the next guy up going to be better than the guy that you have behind or in front of him? So you just printed this out, and I want to help people understand this because I'm not sure I did either. We had the caller who said, it's another quad 4 loss, and it's going to kill you. So I'm not going to tell you it's a good loss, but it's not a quad 4 loss. As of now, would you tell me San Jose State went from 198 to 173, something like that in net? So on the road, a game against a team 135 to 240, which is what both New Mexico State and San Jose State are. That is quad 3. If New Mexico State wins on tomorrow night, they may get up into a quad 2 here pretty soon.
Yeah, they're at 131 right now.
Yeah.
The Aggies.
Now, it's different at home, and I can bore you with this, but like a quad 1 win or quad 1 game is when you play a top 30 team at home, top 50 on a neutral court, and top 75 away. Okay, and I got JJ got all the numbers.
These are always changing.
Well,
this could definitely be a
this doesn't change. The standard doesn't change.
The standard doesn't change, right? But it's not when you beat a team. It's what they are at that moment.
Right. It's what they are at that moment. And updated net rankings, and we can go through all that kind of stuff. But and that changes every night, right? It changes every day depending on what you do, what the teams on your schedule do. That's why you're trying to root for UCLA, man. Like honestly, that's why you need UCLA. That's why, with all due respect, you want New Mexico State to win. I know you're struggling with that, but I'm telling you what, it's going to help you. Right now, New Mexico State is 131, right?
Heck, USC is up to 71.
Yeah, that win's getting a lot better, and that was a neutral court win, and that is a quad 2 win. I mean, hell, if they can get top 50, that really helps you a lot. Yeah. So, and as of this morning, would you tell me San Jose State moved up to 173? They moved up 25 spots last night with that win. They moved up 25 spots. All right, 505-246-0610. Cowboys situation, you saw obviously this week. Mike McCarthy was not retained by Dallas as their head coach. Micah Parsons is the cornerstone of the Dallas defense. And he's been outspoken. He went on he's got his own podcast. And he went on his podcast and talked about Mike McCarthy. Quote, he's always been good to us as a unit. Losing a great coach like Mike hurts, but it's going to be a very interesting offseason. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a complete reset. So it's going to be a very interesting and challenging offseason, but I trust my owner. I trust our GM. I trust that we're going to make the right decisions. That was part of his quote. He also said it's devastating. Coach Mike is a great father, a great coach, one of the most winningest coaches. He's always been good to us as a unit. Losing a great coach like Mike hurts. I'm fine with him saying it. Like, I have no problem with a man telling the truth and what he feels. I don't know how Jerry feels about it. I don't know that Jerry cares.
Not as sick. Not as devastating.
Well, obviously not, right? He's moving on to the newer, sexier, shinier toy. Whether that's Deion Sanders or Kellen Moore, whomever that happens to be. I don't know that means Micah Parsons is not going to embrace the new coach. I think what it tells you is the guys in that locker room, and you're going to tell me this is one guy, but this has been more than one voice, felt a different way about Mike McCarthy than maybe you did as a fan, right? And that's not surprising. I don't think that's a shock. They loved that guy. That guy had their back, and it shows you that they respect him. Game recognizes game, right? And the respect that Mike McCarthy has in the National Football League and in the circles and the people who know, he's pretty respected, and it's pretty amazing.
I think it goes to show that this season it was about a roster that took a step back and not having your quarterback. And everyone says, well, they're just as good as Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott. Okay.
No, they're not.
But it's one that people just look at sports. And if a team happens to lose, then it's, well, the coach thinks he's lost the locker room and no one respects that guy. No. Sometimes you're just not good enough. You're not a good team. And you can have a coach, Mike McCarthy, that they trusted, they believed in, and just wasn't good enough because the lack of talent in the roster and then, of course, the injury at the quarterback position.
Yeah, no, all that's right. And, again, show me that team that was better or as good with their backup quarterback. And Sam Darnold doesn't count because he was probably going to be the starter anyway. Go ahead and show me that team that got their quarterback hurt, that somehow made it through and was better. I'm listening. Who was it? It wasn't. It
the
just
Patriots.
When
Tom Brady took over.
Okay. All right, you're right. In 2000, Tom Brady took over for Drew Bledsoe and they became better. You're right. It happened once every quarter century.
When Trey Lance got hurt.
Not.
Brock Purdy was.
When Brock Purdy went in there. Okay. Sherman, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Sherman?
Well, you and I had that major bet on McCarthy, so yes, he's gone, and I am calling to confirm that I owe you that major bet and want you to know that I've contacted the International Monetary Fund about transferring some money to America so that I can pay you.
I appreciate it. And, I mean, what's the statute on that? I mean, how quickly does that got to be paid? Because it's been 2 days already, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I know. And, you know, the International Monetary Fund sometimes takes a little longer because it is international, but I'm sure the money's on the way.
I'm sure it's in the mail. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah.
Oh, what a tough loss last night. Oh,
yeah,
that was harsh.
Yeah, it's really harsh, and now you just gotta get over it. You got to get better, and you're gonna find out what this team's all about now, right? Look, everybody's front running when you beat San Diego State, and when you have the win over Nevada. Now, where's everybody gonna be after this, right? And you've had to respond once to a tough loss to New Mexico State. This one was a kick in the junk last night, and now you got to come back and respond and and fill up the pit on Friday night? Because you got a good Boise State team who's playing well coming in.
And I'll tell you the truth, I am a Pitino fan. I like his coaching style. I like the way he coaches. I like his recruiting. So, I'm going to let other people question this call or that call, but I'm glad that Pitino is our coach, and I want him to be here.
Yep, I think a lot of people feel that way. All right, Sherm. I'll be waiting for
All
that
right, sir.
transfer to hit my account.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Well,
Don't
listen. Do not hold your wallet in your hand. It might take more than a day.
All right, I'll give you 2.
All right.
All right. See you.
All right. Take care.
See you. All right. 505-246-0610. All right. Let's get out to the drive. So here's what we're doing today, and we're opening our hearts as a community. I tell you every day, every broadcast I've done since that fateful day in April of 2017. I've ended every broadcast with "Please be kind, loving, caring, and sharing." I wear the wristband every day. I love that this community is opening up their hearts and being kind, loving, caring, and sharing. People in Los Angeles have lost everything, their homes. And we've asked you to imagine what would it be like if you had 15 minutes, get out, and you're never going back to your home because it's burning. So here at the Sports Animal and Cumulus Radio, we're doing a drive today along with the Graphic Connection and IPS. And we're asking you to donate goods, dry goods, clothing, blankets, pillows, gift cards, that sort of thing, to help the people in Los Angeles. Fred Slow from 2 Men On, you listen to them every day here on the Sports Animal at 4 o'clock, is out there at Graphic Connection 1500 Renaissance, where evidently, Fred, it sounds like the community's opening their hearts, and the response so far has been tremendous.
Yeah, the listener donations, Jeff, through the roof, lots of single boxes, lots of single bags, and they are accumulating, and it is becoming impressive. A big thank you to Sprouts, my friend. Sprouts gave us 2 pallets of water, so we are sending 2 gigantic pallets of water out. Also, me and Mandy Vaquera just pulled up to Locker 505, where they are donating 40. That is correct, Jeff. 40 55-gallon bags full of clothes. Nice. For individuals in California. It is just amassing quickly at Graphic Connections over there at 1500 North Renaissance.
Fred, what are we looking for? I mean, I told Van in the last hour, you just think, what would you need if you were out of your home? You had 15 minutes to go just to get by for the next week.
Yeah, well, and, it's that technology stuff primarily. It's chargers and it's access. And then it's personal amenities. Let's talk hygiene. Let's talk all the things you need to start your day every day, because those items, they were left in people's homes, So now we're in a situation to help people bridge the gap until they set themselves back up for success. And I don't know if they'll ever get to where they previously were, but if we can be a part of supplying goods for they to get to that point, how fortunate we are to be in that position. And you can help us do that at 1500 North Renaissance at Graphic Connection. That's that intersection between Dream Style and Sam's Club. There's a big FedEx over there. You know where it's at if you ever pull off Montano. You can come down and help us if you're part of the fellowship and the movement today.
Scott Cregan, who's a friend of both of ours, who the owner of Graphic Connection, is a Southern California guy, grew up in Orange County, he played football for the Lobos, has made his life, his professional life here. But obviously, he and I and any of us who have a connection, a family, a home, a history in Southern California, you're watching our hometown burn. But I think you're hearing stories. It's not just people who are from there. It's people who just, out of the kindness of their heart, want to do the right thing.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. And, those are a lot of the stories we're getting from individuals making donations, how they're 1 or 2 individuals removed away from that region of the country and those affected. And, it's a heartfelt, it's an emotional experience with people coming and knowing that this is an opportunity to give. And how fortunate we are here at the cluster to do that. I know you're not just hearing it on the Sports Animal. It's all of our, brethren and sister stations that are sharing it. But you're correct, Jeff. All we can do is help each other. And, I think we've said on 2 Men On, there's a perception about California, but, we're all just people who are willing to help each other, and we're doing it right here.
Please stop with that. And I know it's not you. It's, man, these are people like you and me. They're not all rich movie stars, and correct. Like somehow rich movie stars deserve to have their homes burned to the ground and lose everything. But they're people that I went to school with, and I've known that worked hard to build a home, right? To make a home and a family, and they're out. And it's just like you and me, man. It's just find it in your heart. Hey, listen to Fred and Van every day, 4 o'clock They're out right here on the Sports Animal. They're out collecting stuff. Go by and see those guys. We'll catch up with you here in a few more minutes. But again, thank you for getting up early and spending some time with us and sharing the stories.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you in a bit. Fred Slow from Two Men On. It's over 1500 North Renaissance, and it just, if you can, help them out. It's people, man. It's just people who need help. You never know when. You never know. And I was telling somebody the other day, what's a better feeling than knowing you did something to put a smile on someone's face? What's a better feeling than knowing you did something to help someone feel better? It's the Opening Drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Sports Animal is your home.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All In Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great.
AFC semifinals. What do we call it? The divisional round, whatever we call. Whatever. Semifinals. Single-digit temperatures, maybe a mix of snow. Who do you like in that condition? You favor Josh Allen or you favor Lamar Jackson? Or does it matter?
I don't think it favors anyone.
Yeah,
it's cold for everyone. And you have two outstanding quarterbacks. The MVP candidates this season, by the way, two of the top rushing quarterbacks in NFL history when it comes to postseason football. So they're going to find a way to make plays.
When's that game? That's the must watch, right? That's 4:30 on CBS on what day? Sunday? That's the afternoon game on Sunday. That's the must watch game, right?
That's the marquee game. Yeah. Winner gets the MVP trophy.
Yeah, that's
unofficially
because they've already voted on it. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Bucks. We had a caller a little bit earlier said, somebody's got to hold Justin Herbert accountable. And Robert Griffin III certainly was vocal about that, and he was pounded on social media for race baiting. But Justin Herbert's got to be held accountable for his playoff performance. He had 4 interceptions in a game that was huge. Now, I don't know that he's the whole reason they lost that game, but I'm stunned that they got beat by 20. How many years are we in on Justin Herbert now?
Justin Herbert is Dak Prescott. It's these guys. Ooh. And this is one that I know it's what we do, but I want to bash my head against the wall all the time. People are like, hold him accountable. He sucks. All right, trade Justin Herbert tomorrow and draft a rookie quarterback because y'all love rookie quarterback contracts so much. Let's go. You saw it with C.J. Stroud. See it with Jaden Daniels. Like, go get that number 2 pick and win playoff games.
Yeah, I don't know that that's the. I don't know that anybody in their right mind. Yeah, is that what hold accountable means? I mean, I want to get rid of him, get me a rookie. That can't be right.
What do you want? Like it. He knows it was bad. That game is on Justin Herbert as much as it is on anyone else in the Chargers.
Yeah.
He was poor. But I also look at that, and it's okay, we can clown Justin Herbert, but in this league, I will still take the quarterback that 5 years in. He's 26 years old. We'll finally have year 2 with Harbaugh, and maybe they can get him a number 2 wide receiver that he won't overthrow. He'll make the better throw. But it's, Herbert, and I've said it multiple times. Now, it's not apples to apples, but Herbert to me is like Matthew Stafford 2.0.
So you think once he gets in a better situation?
This is the start to a better situation. We were clowning Staley for how long?
The whole
Anthony
time.
Lynn was the coach?
No, the whole time.
It's the Trevor Lawrence thing. You had to get to a certain point where these guys have the talent. They're good enough to win games. Yes, this is on Justin Herbert, but a 26-year-old quarterback, and he absolutely still play 10 years in this league, like, I'm good moving forward with it.
So is Justin Herbert more Trevor Lawrence or Dak Prescott? Or are they all the same?
They're all the same until you're able to win multiple playoff games.
5 years in, that was his worst playoff performance. It was only his second. Or his third, right? Because they won. No, the second. They lost the game at Jacksonville where they were up 27-0.
They blew the game in Jacksonville.
And so his 2 playoff games are blowing a 27-0 lead and getting run out and throwing 4 interceptions and losing 32-12. Which, by the way, that 2-point kick return on the PAT was crazy. I would
shout out former Lobo, D'Angelo Ross.
Oh, nice. That's right. I would still take him instead of, I don't know. I'm going to guess if I did a list right now, I would probably only have a handful of quarterbacks in front of him. I mean, how many more guys are you taking in front of him? You're taking Josh Allen, you're taking Lamar, you're taking Joe Burrow. Are you taking C.J. Stroud instead of Justin Herbert?
C.J. Stroud that's 2 playoff wins in 2 years.
All right, are you taking C.J. Stroud instead of Herbert?
I think C.J. Stroud.
All right, I'll put him. That's fine. You're not taking Trevor Lawrence in front of him, are you?
I still like Herbert over Lawrence.
Richardson? No.
Nope.
I mean, certainly Mahomes. Bo Nix?
Not yet.
Okay.
Like the playoff failures for Herbert, okay, but this dude is 5 years in the NFL. He's
right. So there's 5 guys in the AFC you might take over him. NFC, Kyler Murray? Yay or nay?
No, I'll take Herbert.
All right. Stafford?
I'm just taking Matthew Stafford, man.
All right.
Give me the wily bet.
Purdy?
Justin Herbert.
Not Penix, not Bryce Young, not Derek Carr. Baker Mayfield?
Justin Herbert, 1-on-1.
Caleb Williams?
Justin Herbert.
Jared Goff?
Jared Goff.
Jordan Love?
Justin Herbert.
Dak Prescott? Justin
Flip a
Herbert.
coin.
Justin Herbert. Jalen Hurts is the only
They've done
one.
the same.
So there's 8 guys that you would probably take in front of him, maybe. But hold accountable means what? To your point, hold accountable means get rid of him and go draft a rookie and start all over again.
No, like
I'll tell you why. Well, here's why. JJ, he was one of those first to get paid early. He got $55 million a year, and he's had 2 playoff games in his life. And he's one of them they've blown a 27-0 lead. The other one he threw 4 interceptions. That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to if you're going to beat up on Lamar for you got 2 MVPs, but you can't win in the playoffs, so you can't get to the Super Bowl. Then this guy's got to hear it as well. That's all, and it's not wrong.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Now give him time. He's 5 years in, and
like we want these guys. Like if they don't hit in like now, like you forget that Stafford had those years in Detroit, and they weren't. Obviously, it was not. It was an organizational issue too.
Yeah.
But I think
which this was
the Chargers. Chargering's the thing, right?
Yes.
I clowned on them for how
Promise
long. Now
it's a thing.
I believe that they're going to figure out how to win multiple playoff games with Harbaugh and Justin Herbert.
All right. They got to get better. They, as an organization, have to get better. All right, let's get back out to our relief drive. We're hosting over at Graphic Connection. We are hosting with Scott Cregan and Graphic Connection and IPS. All of our Cumulus radio stations, including the Sports Animal, are out today until 7 o'clock, taking donations from you to help the victims of the fire victims, or help the victims of the fire, help the fire victims in Los Angeles. People who've lost their homes, everyday people like you and me, who one day were living their life, and then the Santa Ana winds came up, and they said evacuate, and they took whatever they got and figured they're probably going home tomorrow. They don't have a home to go back to. They've lost their clothes, their lives, their phone chargers, everything. Fred Slow, who you listen to every day with Van Nunley on 2 Men On here on the Sports Animal at 4 o'clock, is out at Graphic Connection where our drive is underway. And by every indications, my friend, it is off to a terrific start. Thank you for being out there, and good morning.
Yeah, it is off to a terrific start. And I have an update from Scott Cregan and Graphic Connection. He just came out and informed us that there's a special 100 run of T-shirts to support the drive. It's an incredible design. It's a heart in California and the connection between our state and theirs. So if you cannot come out today to physically make a donation, all of those links are going up on the cluster's radio station, social media pages, where you can buy one to support.
Nice.
So it's a pretty incredible effort by Scott and the team over there at Graphic Connection.
Yeah, they do great work. They care about the community. And again, Scott's a SoCal guy, an Orange County guy, and came to New Mexico, played football, made his life, his professional life here. But man, look, Fred, you love St. Louis. You never forget where you're from, and you see your hometown burning like that. It just, I can't even explain what it means. And just watching people love on it and support it. My family at this point seems to be okay, but I can't tell you how much it means that people really, really care. And I've been here 28 years, but golly, man, it just rips your heart out to watch what's going on there.
Yeah, I have a similar experience, which is not a long story for now, around the flood of '93 in St. Louis, and just watching the entire country come to help those individuals, specifically the home I lived in. Yeah. And this is the exact same energy, the exact same effort, and just wildly incredible how willing people are to help others.
All right, let people know what we're looking for. And if you're still at home and you got this kind of stuff, or you can go help, Fred, what are we looking for?
Yeah, it's almost everything you need for your daily, right? So it's your morning routine, it's hygiene products, it's everything you need to keep your cell phones charged. It's everything you need to keep your animals comfortable. So we're talking dog and cat and pet foods, and we're talking litters, and just a whole lot of help can be given with those daily necessities.
And even things like bedding, man. People need a pillow to put their head on and a pillowcase and a blanket to cover themselves on because they're not really sure whose buddy's couch they're sleeping on tomorrow night. And where they're going. I mean, what rents are going to do. These people have lost their homes. Not that they're displaced for a little while. They're not going back. Everything they had burned. And I mean, again, whether it's a hoodie, some jeans, some shoes, a pillow, whatever it is you can spare and help these people, I promise you someone is going to love you for it.
Well, we put out that messaging earlier, and after we did, Sanjay Baca from the Choice Hotel Group here in town called me, and they are making a very sizable donation of bedding, including mattress toppers, including sheets, including pillows. So, I mean, the word works, and for us to be able to have this opportunity to get it out there to others, they do come out and they do support. So, yeah, you're absolutely right, Jeff. If you're an individual who is a fan of helping, or specifically if you're a fan of this station, come down, see us, help others, and thank you.
All right. No, thank you for you and Van for getting up early and being out there and just taking donations. Listen to Fred and Van every day. It's 2 Men On. It's right here on the Sports Animal. And the cluster of radio stations will be out there taking donations until 7 o'clock at Graphic Connection, 1500 Renaissance. Fred, we'll talk to you later. Appreciate all the updates today. Thank you.
Thank you, Fred.
All right. See you. He is Fred Slow from 2 Men On. Thank you for those of you who have and are going to donate. Back to the phones when we get back, 505-246-0610. I got a bunch of comments still on Lobo football from last night and the NFL. It's the opening drive. He is JJ Buck. I'm merely Jeff Symbieta on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network.
And as the town I grew up in California, and I'm just looking at these pictures of Tarzan on the fires crawling over the hill, and it's like, damn, dude. With what the winds are getting, if they can get through today and tomorrow and try to get control of these fires. But thank you to everyone who's been donating. 505-246-0610 is how to get here. We're talking Lobo basketball. We're talking about the NFL. Dean's in on Lowell basketball. Says, morning, great job last night. So if we pick off one of the 4 road games versus Utah State, San Diego State, Nevada, and Boise, just one, and hold down at the pit that puts Global 16-4 in conference, will that win it? Pay attention to Utah State versus UNLV tonight at Thomas and Mack. Upset ? UNLV is going to get someone too.
Well, that's the number he threw out there.
16-4.
About 16-4.
Yeah. 16-4 is going to be really close. I mean, Utah State better lose at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, will that win it? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe.
And just remember, the Lobos are 6-1.
And been winning on the road. Yeah, they lost a 1-point game on the road last night.
Not easy, but they have chances.
Yeah.
With those other road games at those places. So, yes, you have protect serve, protect the pit, hashtag all that fun stuff, and see if you can get one. Try to get that bubble a little bit bigger for yourself.
John, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Jeff and JJ. This is the John that always signs his text messages John in the Duke City,
what's up,
ABQ.
John in the Duke
Anyway,
City? All in caps. He's a
I don't call in, you're lucky if you get one call a year out of me, but I listen religiously every day, and you guys rock, especially on the Facebook page. But here's the thing. I have got right now a lot of blankets. I got 4 blankets, 2 comforters, 4 pillows, and I've got a ton of canned goods. You name it. Green beans, corn, sliced carrots, and man, I don't need it. I already got enough. I'm doing abundantly well. So I'm like, all right, well, this is a good cause, damn good cause. And here's the reason I really want to donate. Number one, man, you just lost your residence. Your house is gone. I mean, and everything that was in it is also burned and gone. What a disaster, man. And so many lives, and like you said, it's not just the rich and famous and the Hollywood people and the actors, although there were a few of those that, suffered.
Yeah, they're suffering
loss.
too. Yeah, just because just because you're rich doesn't mean you deserve to have your house burned down.
No, exactly, man. It's a terrible disaster. It's out of control. It's crazy. And it's a sad thing. But listen, I got an older sister. She lives in San Bernardino.
Yep.
You know where that is? The high desert?
Yep, the Inland Empire, yep.
The Inland Empire, yes, sir, the 909.
Yep.
They are about, my sister tells me, okay, they're not in the fire area at all, but they're like 60 miles away, and all they got to do is step out their front door, and if the smoke doesn't make you cough and all the haze, she said, you can see towards the mountains just insane flames. Like, it is scary. And my sister said, no, we're good. It's not near us, but oh my God, LA, man. It's just, and you could see it. She goes, you can go out at night during the day. You can see the fire. It's just crazy.
It's everywhere.
So the place to drop off the clothes and stuff is on Culture and North Renaissance. It's right on the corner. Yeah.
Yeah. It's right there. You know where that Costco is and Dream Style is right there, off of Montano and Montgomery and I-25. You go down in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 1500 North Renaissance.
Yeah. I already Googled it. So I'm going to give I'm just going to hand my buddy the phone because he's driving. And I'm going to say, here, let's go.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm going to do that today. And probably after you guys go off the air. And dang it, man. I feel sorry for these people. And
it's good to hear you. Thanks for all the
JJ.
texts and everything. Thanks, John. Thanks for opening up your heart. He gets it. Hey, Ben, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Ben.
Hey, thank you for taking my call. I was just calling in regards to the Lobo basketball and about the loss yesterday at San Jose State.
Yep.
Are we? Because I noticed that it doesn't seem like the Mountain West is getting as much love as they did last year, and the net ranking wasn't as high as it has been as it was last year.
Right.
If we don't win the Mountain West regular season, are we looking at the same thing as last year? They have to win the Mountain West tournament. Tournament.
Yeah, Ben. I think you got to watch how it plays out. You've got opportunities if you can get a couple of wins on the road.
Can I say one more thing while I'm on the air before?
Yeah.
with everybody leaving the Mountain West going forward, it seems like that's going to be the norm now. And I really hate to say that.
Yep.
But it seems like the Mountain West, with losing San Diego, all the prominent basketball schools, and just keeping us in UNLV, adding UC Davis, Grand Canyon, and UTEP, that's just not going to cut it. Thank you for taking my call.
All right, Ben. Yeah, a couple of things. Are the days of 5-bid leagues gone? Maybe. Yeah.
Probably.
Can you be a multi-bid league? 2, 3? Yeah, you can. Grand Canyon is going to have to get better. UNLV is going to have to come back to what they were. Nevada's going to have to be. As far as do you have to win 3 days in Vegas, JJ, you don't believe they're there yet because there's opportunities on the table that you can win at Utah State and or San Diego State and or Boise State and pad your resume a little bit and hope that San Jose State and New Mexico State continue to get better and they don't drop to quad 4 losses.
Yeah. So you're still a bubble team in that respect. But I think where a lot of people are feeling that it's however many days in Vegas at this point in time is because of what happened last year. Yeah. Going into Vegas, thought for sure this was an at-large NCAA tournament.
100%.
And to the point, the Mountain West was a little bit better overall. Now, there's still solid numbers when you look at KenPom and net ranking. Now, you can't trust that because of what happened last year. I understand that. But Utah State is 33 right now. San Diego State's 39. Boise State's 44. So you have those road opportunities to still get some marquee wins.
And those would be quad 1 wins if you can get those on the road. All right, we'll wrap it when we get back. 505-246-0610. Still have time for you to get in. Your phone calls, your thoughts, your texts, your emails. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Hey, your car deserves the best. And thankfully, my friends at On the Spot Automotive Detailing offer top-notch treatments that will safeguard your ride against the harsh winter weather. Full detailing, window tinting, vinyl wraps, they've got it all conveniently available for you wherever and whenever you need it. That means they come to you. That means I don't know where their place is. You don't either. It doesn't matter. They come to you whilst you're working. They're in the parking lot. You go outside when they're done, and your car looks and feels and smells like the day you took it off the lot, like it's brand spanking new. They're awarded best in the city because they do what it takes to make your car look and feel like new. They are the best in the city. It's On the Spot Automotive Detailing. You can learn more and book and buy. It's all online. Go visit them at otsdetailing.com. It's otsdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it. You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Murcia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows.
KNML. All right, what do you got to know as you go through your day? Lobel basketball lost on the road last night, 71-70 at San Jose State. Lobel's fall to 6-1 in conference play. Back at it on Friday in the pit. It'll be a 9 o'clock start against Boise State. It was Latrell Davis with a rebound and putback, an offensive rebound for the Spartans with 2.3 seconds to go. That was the difference in a game that the Lobels led by 13 in the first half. You guys have been on this a lot. The conversation has been, now what? And I get it. It was a tough loss, but where do you go? We got the fire victim donation drive going on at Graphic Connection. Going to be out there till 7 o'clock tonight. All of us here at The Sports Animal and Cumulus. 1500 Renaissance. If you can get by there, thank you. Larry sent me a text. So Jeff and JJ, thank you for promoting the donation station for fire victims at Graphic Connection. I just dropped off a case of water and a case of sparkling water. God bless all the victims, the first responders, and pray that they recover and the Albuquerque donations help at least a little. And I said, thank you. You're a good man. He said, I try. It's humbling when you put it as you did. You have 10 minutes to get out, and now your house is gone. I mean, just think about it. You don't want to. I get it. I don't either. I had to go through it with my mom the other day, right? She's like, I don't even know what I would take. Mom, it's probably time to start figuring that out. So the next day I talked to her. Okay, I got this ready to go, this ready. All this stuff's by the car. I got all my medications are on the table. They're ready. I could be out of the house in 15 minutes. I said, good. Got a full tank of gas? What? And then you go and you hope you're coming back, but you never get to go back home. It's gone. That's what we're trying to help with. Those people don't have a hoodie anymore. They don't have a pair of sweatpants. They don't have water, pillows, towels, blankets, a new shirt to put on tomorrow. That's what we're trying to help with. And thank you in advance, everybody who has been so generous and continues to be so generous in helping with this. Be out there till 7 o'clock. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, 505-246-0610. Lobo Hoop last night, they lose. Tonight, a really interesting watch. Don't you think, JJ? Utah State's on the road in Vegas. Utah State team that is still unbeaten in conference. A UNLV team that, I mean, what are they? It feels like they're the same that they are every year, right? Athletic, they can get you, but not winning.
I'm honestly more scared of San Jose State than UNLV.
Are you?
At this point in time, but you look at that, it's a 5.5 point spread. That's it.
That's all it is?
For the Aggies at UNLV too.
Yeah, I mean, you don't trust UNLV, do you?
Not much.
Yeah, I understand it. I mean, I get it. It's kind of hard. What do I get next Monday? Does it feel like the college football thing is lost? I don't know.
Momentum.
I don't know why. I feel like there's something that's got to get done, and I don't know what can get done. When you're trying to compete with the NFL and stay away from the weekends, right? Does it feel like the momentum and the calendar, it's going to change it every year. They're going to always go around. The semifinals are always going to be right around New Year's. And so that was in the middle of the week. But we had a Thursday, Friday semifinal last week. And then the NFL just completely usurped it and took it over. And you've got two gigantic brands.
You do.
I mean, you got Ohio State and Notre Dame. Two huge brands, two huge fan bases, two really good teams. What I think could be, I mean, Ohio State could run them off the field, but I think it could be a good championship game. And it feels like it's just gotten eaten up by the NFL, doesn't it?
I don't think there's anything you can do when the NFL playoffs are here. What they will have is they will have their moment Monday night
they will.
and Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be able to get an extended build-up when you have wild card and division round games. Like, so many things to react to from the NFL.
Because we're going to be sitting here on Monday, and it's all going to be about what happened between Lamar and Josh, right, on Sunday? Yes. I mean, everybody, like as much as I do want to see Notre Dame and Ohio State, with all due respect, I can't wait to watch Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson go at each other.
Which is, you'll get, last week we got 5 straight days of playoff football with Thursday, Friday, CFP action, and Saturday, Sunday, Monday, NFL, and 3 straight days this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, into that Monday night championship game.
And it starts on Saturday. It'll be 2:30 our time, right? 2:30 our time? Texans and Chiefs. It's 8.5 point spread, the Chiefs. That feels thick to me. Boy, look at the size of these spreads. We're down to the Final Four in each conference. Texans are 8.5 point dogs at Kansas City. The Lions are 9.5 point favorites at home in the NFC against the Commanders. The Rams are going to Philly as 6 point underdogs. Give me the 6.
They shaved a half point off that.
Did they?
Because it was started at 6.5.
And then you got the tight spread, and Baltimore is a 1 point road favorite at Buffalo. Buffalo's a 1 point home dog. Give me Buffalo on the point. What's your gut tell you on that game? I think Buffalo is the best team. This is such a big game for both of these teams and both of these quarterbacks. I mean, it's gigantic.
And one of them, and you touch on it, right? What happens?
Oh, you treat him like Justin Herbert.
Yeah, not going to be good because you happen to lose to one of the 3 best quarterbacks in postseason football. Right?
Look, man, the juggernaut in football, but more so in the AFC, is insanity right now. You got the best quarterback of this generation, right? I mean, if this generation is different than Tom Brady's generation. But you got Mahomes. And then you're sitting there looking, there's Josh Allen and there's Lamar. Joe Burrow didn't even make the freaking playoffs. Justin Herbert, you keep telling me is really good. And Trevor Lawrence, you keep telling, and I agree with. I think Justin Herbert's going to be really, really good. If I got a team and I'm starting with Justin Herbert, I feel comfortable.
We still got a lot of work to do because then you beat C.J. Stroud,
and then the young ones there, right? With C.J. Stroud. I mean, how good is Drake May going to be? How good is Anthony Richardson going to be? How good is Bo Nix going to be? The quarterbacks in the AFC, man. I'm not telling you the NFC is bad, but you don't have that the top end talent there.
No, but if you look at it, remember, Jared Goff's the number 1 overall pick.
Yep.
Jaden Daniels is the number 2 overall pick. Matthew Stafford was the number 1 overall pick. The only non-first round pick left is Jalen Hurts. It was 53 overall.
Out of all the quarterbacks. Yeah, out of all the quarterbacks left, the final 8. 53 overall is second round? Yeah, second round. and out of the other ones, well, I guess Lamar was the last pick of the first round, right?
32.
And then Mahomes was what, 10 or whatever he was? Kansas City had to trade up to get Patrick Mahomes. How about that? When they already had
Mahomes was 10th overall pick.
Yeah.
Josh Allen was 7th overall.
Yeah. Find yourself a quarterback. You're going to be pretty good for a minute. At least you should be. I mean, in the NFC, yeah, you got Jared Goff and Jalen Hurts. And then you got guys who are trying to figure out how to get there. I guess Stafford is one of those guys who's there. I mean, hell, he's got a Super Bowl ring. Heard with Colin Cowherd is next. The Jim Rome Show is after that. 2 Men On's in at 4. Please don't forget, and thank you in advance for taking part in our drive to help the fire victims in Southern California. 1500 Renaissance. That's where Graphic Connection is. We'll be out there till 7 o'clock taking donations. Thanks to Fred Slow and Van Nunley from 2 Men On for joining us today. Adrian, great job on the visuals. Glad you got your vehicle fixed and got in and everything's a little bit better. Big day for you today?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Hey, we're back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. with award-winning radio. Please be good to each other. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day